Hello, Winter.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good.
Are you
Can't
looking
wait for the game.
Yeah, we're in. You're in the lobby, aren't you, Winter?
I hope so. I'm in the lobby.
Oh, wait, hang on. Right, so you are in the lobby. We are ready to go. This is game one. We've got TNC versus OG. You've been casting some of the games already today. This should be a pretty good matchup, should it, Winter? These two teams looking pretty hot at the moment.
Mm-hmm. They're both, I think, played the best overall from the group stage to the playoffs so far. Maybe you could argue like VP is like a close third after TNC and OG. But these two teams seem like they figured out how to like draft and play.
Yes, yeah, in this yeah, for sure. And with the picks already coming through, the bans, Shadow Shaman, Shadow Demon, Broodmother being banned out by TNC. OG themselves, they ban out Night Stalker, Nyx Assassin, and the Ancient Apparition. The picks so far: Tusk opening for TNC, Elder Titan Bane for OG. Do you like it? We've seen TNC do this a few times, don't they? They like to pick the Tusk early on, and I mean, do you like this sort of opening from TNC coming in with the Tusk and Clockwork? I mean, I guess it's two heroes they're very good with, isn't it?
Yep, not bad. Tusk is valued a lot because of the shard block. You block the creeps so that the offlaner can get XP. Helps a lot.
Yeah.
You have save. You have like Roshan Vision with the sigil. You have a BKB piercing stun. Like very useful hero overall. And Clockwork is I think mostly a response towards the Elder Titan and Bane because he's really good at trapping those two and owning them with the battery assault.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, and can make it very hard for Elder Titan to get off any of his spells, like the Echo Stomp can cause issues when he's trying to slow people down and catch them out. Silencer actually being banned out. I guess that is one of the heroes that TNC do like to run. The AA as well. We've seen TNC pick that a lot of times recently. Very strong.
Yep. The other substitutes would be like maybe a Jakiro or a Rubik. Those are the heroes that T-Burn likes to play because he prioritizes having like wave clear on a position 5 hero. Push out.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. I mean, with the is there any heroes that you're sort of looking at this draft and you're a little surprised that they're left in?
What's there, like Morphling? Is it?
Yeah, Morphling's there, isn't it? You're right. Morphling is quite the hero at the moment, as it seems. We've seen, TNC have had some really good games with that. I mean, Raven before was always a very good Morphling player, and he seems to definitely have adapted to the current Morphling as it is, and still brings out very scary performances.
OG do have the Elder Titan, though. It's like a hard counter towards Morphling because of how the hero works.
Sure, yeah. The armor reduction and stuff can make the Morphling a little vulnerable. Now, I guess that's, and in fact, well, there they go. So they take the Elder Titan, stop TNC from being able to pick it, and then they pick it themselves. This could be very scary. Honestly, this hero, honestly, how good do you think this hero is at the moment? It feels very good.
OP.
Yeah, we've seen many games where it just bursts down people. It becomes impossible to sort of lane against as an offlaner in a 1v1 because there's always that chance that the Morphling can jump in and get the kill. I mean,
too much damage.
What heroes do you say you could pick up that can deal quite nicely with a Morphling?
It would have been nice, but it's banned.
Yeah.
The other heroes would be like mana burning heroes like OD, Terrorblade, because Terrorblade, the reflection is very good against Morphling.
Okay.
But all those heroes, they still like, because Morphling is so strong, he's like a position 1 hero, but he peaks very quickly. He's very fast paced for a +1 hero, and he owns the lane very hard, like you say. Very little weaknesses as a hero that needs a lot of farm.
Yeah, TNC, I mean, as we said, they've played it a lot, so maybe they do have a good answer to it. I'm actually going to pick the Skyraf Mage. Okay.
Not bad.
Good answer to the Morph.
Yeah, not bad. The Silence and the Magic Burst can be very, very useful against Morphling, and they have set up Clockwork and Tuskar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be a good pick here.
They've got super good ways of keeping them in the Mystic Flare for long amounts of time, and as you say, it's got that silence for the Morphling. You have a way as well that makes it very hard for the Bane to do any sort of defensive plays because it's only just going to end up being a bit of a setup. And interesting to see the Sky come through in the grand finals. Not a hero that we've seen that much. And
Yeah,
I
so-
assume it is going to be what the off lane clock and a support Sky. We're not seeing any sort of crazy core Sky, are we here?
Probably not.
Nah.
It's probably gonna be either the Tusk or the clock. I mean, it's interchangeable. Who's
Yeah.
the support, who's the offlane, but most likely the Tusk as a support.
Okay. Puck's
'Cause then
going to
the-
be banned?
Yeah, because then the Clockwork can actually like at least block the creeps and get a good lane against Morphling.
Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. Yeah, he can have that sort of start where he can get the first few waves in. The Morph being too of an issue, at least in those early levels.
Yeah, but I think they have to like sort of like pressure the Morphling. You don't want to get Morphling like a free lane, like a free farm lane. You sort of like want to do something to him early, like be it do a 2-on-2 or aggressive lane. Because Morphling is weak the first 2 levels, I would say. Level 3 onwards he's very strong.
Yeah, when he's opened up to... Yeah, when he then has that potential to burst down heroes. Which, I mean, they've got a decent amount of burst between him and the Bane. And Omni Knight will be the pick for OG, so that off-lane Omni for S4. And that in itself, certainly a good answer to the Skyraf. You've got that save that suddenly makes the Skyraf pretty much useless against the Morph if you can get the repel onto Reza.
I mean, it's also because the Omni is like a strong laner, right? I talk about how you probably want to put some priority into stopping the Morphing in the lane, but then this Omni Knight hero is like a hero that's so good in the lane that you have to consider whether using 2 heroes is enough to shut him down in the lane. Then you have this dilemma where there's 2 lanes that you have to take care of.
Oh, TNC still need their mid and their carry. What are they to take?
I think we've seen VP attempted the Luna against the Morphling. It almost worked out, but they still lost the game.
Yeah, it was a rough one. It was a rough one. I mean, yeah, it's really hard to see any sort of hero. I mean, sure, like the later ones, maybe like the... I mean, no, Terrorblade wouldn't be even that great because you're low HP, especially in the earlier stages if they get ahead. But we'll see what TNC up for. They are going to go for the Terrorblade. I mean, as you said, sure, you're low HP at the start, but I guess once the game goes on, if you're going to get the farm, which Raven almost certainly is because he's a very good Terrorblade player, the later stages, the TB can be good against the Morph.
Yeah, but the issue is TB is very bad against Elder Titan.
Yes.
Very, very bad.
Yeah, I can't help but
So,
feel
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
you have to deal with it, I guess. You have to buy like plus armor because if you go for your usual build, all the stats heavy, then you have no armor when he goes next to you.
TNC's turn to ban.
Our final ban will be the TNC Tinker, taken away from them by OG. TNC looking to take something away from that mid lane. Obviously, the one that we've seen No-Tail play time and time again is the Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet is still there.
Death Prophet, not bad. It's quite good with their lineup. I was thinking about it too.
Yeah.
Death Prophet is very good with Elder Titan because Elder Titan buffs up physical and magical damage, which is everything DP needs.
Yeah, that's it.
And
Yeah, I
the
think
other
that,
option would be Dragon Knight, maybe. Either one of those.
yeah, we might see DK out as well. That also might be the choice for TNC.
Dragon Knight's banned.
Oh, sorry.
Dragon Knight's banned.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, OG were already aware of that, taking it out. So, what's left in the mid? Storm Spirit is still there. OD's there. They will ban out the Death Prophet, as we expected. As that would have almost certainly been what OG would have picked up with the amount of times they've been doing it. And as you say, it has got a lot of strengths, this game. A TNC with this final pick, who will they take to the mid? It will be the Storm Spirit for TNC. And OG now getting to respond to that Storm with this final pick.
They need like maybe a stunning hero to lock him down because like the Bane and the Elder Titan, they are not very reliable stuns for Storm.
But yeah, well, they need a mid with a good lockdown. Like, who can they go for there?
It's not many good.
No.
It's not.
Most of the popular mids now are sort of the big carries that don't have that much amount of control themselves. But that is a hero that does have a good lockdown. There we go. So they picked the Tiny with the stun.
They might actually just lane the Morph mid and have a safe lane Tiny.
Okay.
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, we've seen OG switch it around before. Notel and Reza can go to either lane for sure if the team feels that they are going to get the better matchups by doing so. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. But overall, do you feel that the team has come out with a better draft here?
I think I kind of still like the TNC lineup more, even though they're up against the Morphling. But because the Storm seems like if he gets really fat, there are very little stuns to actually deal with him. They're not good stuns against the Storm. But then again, it's Morphling, you know. So, but I'll just like TNC for this.
Yeah, it's hard to go against. Well, I'm just going to change the live play. That's pretty cool. They've got ROTK and Burning casting the grand finals in Macau. That's pretty hype. So if you guys and girls understand Chinese, be sure to go and check them out. They'll be on it's on the Hua Mao stream if you want to go and watch ROTK and Burning. What a casting combo indeed. But it's a shame that we can't understand it. You can understand a bit of it, can't you, Winter?
Yeah, some of it.
Some of it. Have you ever heard ROTK and Burning cast before?
Yeah, I have to try and improve my insights.
Oh yeah? Are they any good? Do they meme a lot? Are they pretty serious? What are they like?
No, they are very serious.
They're very serious. Okay.
They do joke a lot too, but they are very serious usually about the game. Very insightful.
One day I'll have to learn the old Chinese and maybe I'll have to have a listen. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the game. This is the grand finals between TNC and OG. It's a best of 3 here at the Macau Minor. And I'm OD Pixel. I'm joined by Winter, and we'll go for a quick rundown of the teams. TNC, we have Raven, Terrorblade, 1437, Skyrath, Sam H, Clockwork, Tims, Tusk, Cuckoo, Storm Spirit. Over on OG, S4 Omni Knight, Jerax, Spirit, Spirit, Elder Titan, Fly, Bane, Resolution, it's early, Resolution Morphling, and Notel on the Tiny. Looks like we might see something kick off down here already as TNC, they're hunting. Jerax, I was actually looking for the stomp there, but Sam H with the battery, so ends up cancelling it. S4 gets brought down low. But the full 5-man of OG are here. Now Notel trying to get a lockdown. Manages to find the avalanche onto Cuckoo. They're focusing the storm. They've got the shards to try and slow him down. Cuckoo's going to be fine. Turns back towards Jerax. Jerax catches him out with the sleep. But now OG, they're looking for the disengage. They want to try and get themselves out of there. Cuckoo has to be careful as well. Look at the slow out. 1437 slowing down Notel. They have the level 1 reflection. They're looking for the kill, but the purification from S4 keeps Notel alive. Now they turn their attention towards Fly, but the sleep's there again. Sam H held in place. Who's going to go down first? It's going to be Fly. First blood to TNC. Cuckoo will take the kill. Jerax falling low. Resolution has to waveform away. The sound will be stopped.
What's happening?
What a 5-on-5 to start the show with TNC getting the first blood and getting it into the hands of Cuckoo as well. That's a bit of a crazy way to start there. Both teams were seemingly happy to fire that.
Who got the kill? Oh,
Cuckoo did.
Storm got the kill?
Storm got it.
Oh my god. That is like the best hero to get the first blood on.
And look at this as well, Winter. You're absolutely right. They take Resolution to the mid on the Morphling. And they do put Notel up in the top lane. So what's the reason for this? Is this just because the Tiny would have had a really tough time here? Why are you making this decision to put Morph mid?
I think it's better for the lane. Like you said, I think Tiny against Storm is a bit difficult for him in the lane. You don't want that to happen. So the matchup is better here.
Okay.
And they're gonna like put heroes in middle, you know, like a lot of teams are doing this now, like 2 heroes mid, so Morphling is like better in this setup.
Well, up top, Sam H is going to have to be out on his own up against Jerax and Notel. Obviously there's that synergy there as well once the levels are out on Notel and Jerax, whether you're going to have that magic resistance reduction with the Tiny combo, which can do a lot of damage if they land it together. At the mid lane, Cuckoo being backed up by Tims. Bottom lane, Raven farming at the moment, sort of on his own. He got 1437 out. Okay, he's been making the pulls, so trying to control this lane a little bit for Raven. I mean, do you think is Raven going to be okay farming down here against the Omni Knight? Can S4 do much to bully him?
Yeah, S4 can definitely do a lot to bully him, and he had like reflection at level 1 earlier. So yeah. As you can see at the last hit, S4 is definitely getting good amount of last hits in the lane already. And Skyrath doesn't have his first spell. He has the slow because of the fight.
Ah, true. So yeah, that level 1 harassment is not going to be quite as high as maybe it could have been. Mid lane CS, Rezo 6 for 6, Cuckoo 6 for 2. Slightly for Rezo, but all in all very close. bottom. Tims tries for the sharp block, but Fly, he's already out there onto the high ground. They'll turn their attention towards S4. Now coming in for a bit of a go. He has saved his third skill point, so he can put it into Repel if he feels the need to do it. He's actually going to put it into Purification instead, just going for that extra heal. It's not going to be enough, though. TNC claimed the second kill with the support movement down bottom.
Yeah, he's dead either way, I think. Even if he gets repelled, I don't think he would have survived there.
Yeah, with
but
the Metamorphosis up, it's too much physical, yeah.
Yeah, right now the attention is going to be on the two position force, like the Elder Titan and the Tusker. Whoever is going to be able to like, set up stuff for their team. They are the key players to watch out now. Secure bounty runes, and just annoy the other the lanes and secure the lanes as much as they can. Oh, this ET is just getting some stacks here for the Tiny. Got a double stack.
Well, that is true, yeah. Some tasty farm and also a tasty way to buff up the spirit if he wants to go in and sort of get the punches.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see if Jerax does take advantage of that, which can be very nice in this lane, especially if they do get the combo with the Avalanche toss. He's got 2 points in toss now, Nota. They have a good chance there. Mid lane, Cuckoo getting a bit bullied. Flies come towards the mid lane and is sitting there. And is allowing Resolution to get quite a significant lead in this mid lane matchup. 15 for 13 against the 9 for 3. That 11 for 3 now. That's a lot of denies in this mid lane.
Yep, if you look at the map right now, both teams are actually doing very, very different stuff. Like Jerax and the Bane on Fly, they are both sitting in one lane, like trying to secure the lanes. Because the Elder Titan can't do much to the clock, it's always dangerous to actually go near him. He's just like trying to get as much as he can. Get levels, secure bounty rune, stack the jungle. And Bane is just sitting to, make sure that the Morphling gets ahead in CS against the Storm. And S4 is left on his own. And the other two TNC supports are moving around a lot, trying to secure a kill or get a kill.
Where's their best place to go? That's the thing. I feel like would Tiny not be the easier kill? Like bottom lane's hard because S4 is nearly level 4.
I think Clockwork's lane probably.
Yeah.
Clockwork has a lot of levels, so he has like 2 and going to be 3 points in battery assault. That's probably the highest skill potential. But no tail gonna go on to the Clockwork here. Stomp.
Notel can't get in for the right click there with the battery assault, cancelling the attack animation, so he has to back away. So Sam H will survive for now. Notel seeing if he could get a toss in or such, but Sam H will get himself back to safety, so just enough health to keep that clock alive.
They should be making a smoke soon. I think as soon as Sam H returns to the lane, like if you're TNC, you want to make a move towards top or maybe towards the jungle. Because you know that the Elder Titan has been missing for some time and probably doing some stacking because there's a Tiny. So you want to place like jungle wards for sure if you're TNC. So I think that's probably what they're going to look to do.
Look, yeah, as you say, the amount of stacks that are here in this stage of the game, 5 minutes, is some of the biggest amount of stacking I've seen in the early opening stages of the game. Bottom lane S4 getting gone on again with the Metamorphosis. Raven will be able to take him down once again. 2-0-1 now in the Terrorblade, involved in all of the 3 kills. It's been a very fruitful start for the man. Up top, Sam H, diving towers as he goes in and does get forced around by Jackson.
He got tossed into the tower. I don't think he's died. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't see, but
nah, definitely.
Right now, OG is like trying to look for opportunity to clear out the stacks, get the levels on the Tiny, and give the lane to the Elder Titan, so everyone is maximizing their leveling efficiency. TNC really needs to get something done when they are clearing the stacks. Push a tower or get a kill.
Well, Raven down bottom was getting gone on. Nearly is able to actually switch it around and go back on to the Bane. But he doesn't have quite enough damage. The Enfeeble slowing him down just that little too much. So Raven will back off mid lane. Cuckoo still behind, as you say, Resolution. I feel like he's not missing a creep or such. He's 36 and 24 on this mid Morphling. Pretty much impeccable CSing.
He's not the highest in ever. Terrorblade is the highest.
Yes, with the kills that Raven has. He's certainly having the best time in this opening. Down bottom once again. Bit of pressure coming in from Fly now with S4. 1437's there to try and zone the Bane back and away.
Yeah, like look at the systematical lane securing from OG. They secured mid and top, and then after the lanes are okay, Fly immediately moves to the off lane to help the Omni Knight. Trying to help out his team as much as they can and being very efficient. They're not trying to like gank or secure kills. They're just trying to make sure that everyone can get good amount of like last hitting and leveling. OT on the other hand, gets a catch onto the clockwork.
I'll see if they can chase him. We're looking for the positioning, but Sam hookshots over to Jerax, pops the cogs down. And with that, he will be able to keep himself away, goes straight for the TP. And it's a smart through from Sam. Gets himself all the way. Does decide to TP back to base rather than straight to the tower, so we'll have to make the long walk out. But at least avoids OG being able to get the kill on him.
Yeah, but a passive game I think kind of favors OG more because they can clear out all their stacks here. They have so much net worth waiting to be claimed. So I think they kind of prefer the game being this way, and when Tiny gets his blink, then the game starts rolling for them.
Yeah, do you imagine that is going to be the build for No-Tail this game?
I think it should be.
Yeah,
he's been building it that way. Because look at their heroes, like he's the main hero to move. Omni Knight offlane is not going to want to like move and gank. He is going to look to sit and try to get items and levels. So Tiny is the main guy moving.
Got Fly here protecting the illusion rune. We'll go the way of No-Tail, so he can bottle it up. And they have got eyes on this, both teams with the wards around this top rune spot. And Sam H is eyeing this up. He does have hookshot back up, but with the toss potential, very hard to really go in on the Tiny on his own. Mid lane Reza, wave forming in. It's getting to the point where it's a little bit scary if you head into the lane against Reza. He can chase you down and give you quite a punch with that extra agi that he can already shift into.
Storm is keeping up pretty nicely though, to be frank. It's like 300 net worth behind. That's not a big deal for now.
Yeah, he's been headed into the camps in the jungle, keeping it safe, and as you say, Cuckoo's he's not been feeding in the mid lane at all. No deaths on the Storm Spirit, making sure that OG can't punish him. And now, yeah, he's good levels as well. Nearly level 7. So Cuckoo's certainly surviving after the bit of a rough start, as Rezo did manage to get the CS advantage, but as you say, playing the farm game, keeping that gap to a minimum between the two mids.
Yep, so now Raven moves to top, trying to use his metamorphosis to secure a tower. But gonna be spotted out by OG.
Tim's tries for the shard block onto Jerax, but can't quite find the range. And the full lane swap will continue. Down bottom, Fly and S4. They go in onto 1437. Sam H is there with the response. He is on his own though. I think he can quite play around with these two. He's a little low on the mana, so he'll have to get himself out.
Top lane as well.
They're going in for the fight. Raven's low. He has got the Sunder back up with the one charge. He's given him just enough mana to cast it. And now he turns his attention towards No-Tail. No-Tail chucking away Tim, so they don't quite have the vision. They're hunting, but the ult from Jarrett comes through, forcing Raven to back up. Raven will turn his attention towards Jarrett. Oh, he can't quite get him. Yes, he can. Tims will find the kill with the shards, but they lose Raven's life. It's a 1-for-1. Tims going for the TP out. They can't cancel it.
Wow, very, very nicely done by OG there. Good juke by No-Tail. Using his Clang Blade and getting into that hidden spot. Otherwise, I think that would have been his death there. And allowing S4 and the Omni Knight time to get in with his TP, cast that Purification, and turning the fight around. Nicely done.
Yeah, very, very close. Could have swung even more either way. And off the back of that, OG starting to get a bit of a lead. 2k as both of their cores doing very well. Raven still at the top, level with No-Tail's farm. And is going to head straight back up to the top lane. Wants to keep up there, but it's going to be that long period where he doesn't have Metamorphosis, so will be a little vulnerable in that lane. And almost certainly will need backup. As the wave's already pushing in, so he can farm under his tower. But this tower, it's getting pretty low. S4 and No-Tail doing a good job at taking this tower down.
Yep, they have like a really good spread of net worth across all 3 of their cores, whereas on TNC, Sam H is the one like lagging behind because his clockwork. He's trying to move around to help the team more, so he's not being able to keep up in terms of net worth.
He's looking for this. He's thinking about committing it, but it was, I mean, Jerax just put it in chat saying it was a bait, and indeed it was. They have the Fiend's Grip into the TP rotations, and OG take the life of the clock. They had that all set up, OG. The trap was set, and it was successful. Gets them the kill.
That was like 2 TPs there, so if TNC can actually force the tower top and claim it, then it wouldn't be that bad for them losing the clockwork.
Let's see if they can get up.
Elder Titan is already on his way to defend the tower, so it would be difficult if they don't actually find him. Plus, might be able to set up for something if he gets a good storm.
And No-Tail has got the Blink Dagger complete, but at the moment he is staying down on the bottom lane, just looking to take a tier 1 himself. Let's see what Jerax's plan is here in the lane. Resolution finds Cuckoo. Just enough mana to zip himself back to safety. as they try and move in and blow up the Storm Spirit with the burst that they have. Raven does have the Mask of Madness complete. Top lane now will be answered by some more of OG. Fly and S4 heading up top, but already Tims has backed away. Raven's starting to retreat. Just need to be careful. Gets a decent amount of damage done to the tower, but the tower does still stay up for now. Tims thinking about having a look back in. He's level 6. He has the Walrus Punch. No tail wrapping around towards the mid lane as well. But they scan top, so OG know that people are here.
They are doing a very, very good job defending their towers against a TB. Not losing any towers at 12 minutes. That's amazing.
Mid lane no tail. Finds an AFK 1437. And combos him down. Oh.
No? Okay.
Didn't want
Free
to.
kill.
He was thinking about it, Sam, but as you say, holds off on jumping in on that.
Yeah. Notia is really making very, very good movements for his team, creating a lot of space for that Morphling to keep farming. Because that's what you want to do as a Morph. You don't want to be joining fights early. You want to be like very focused on getting your items, like your first item, the Lincolns especially.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Raven, Metamorphosis is back up, so with the next push, he should have a good chance to push it. But yeah, look how ready OG are for this. They've got Jerax still hiding in the trees, Fly revealing in lane, S4 still in the neighborhood. It's very hard for TNC and Raven to make these sort of pushes when OG are hiding out, ready to respond like this.
Yeah, and with the Tiny off the map constantly, it's like a lot of like mental pressure. A Tiny with dagger at this stage, missing.
And look up top, TNC. They are going to try for it. They zip onto Fly. Fly gets the defensive self-nightmare out in time. Raven, no, he actually takes it off onto himself, but that's going to set up for the combo from No-Tail and Rezo.
Oh.
As that is Raven down. I don't know if he necessarily wanted to take the nightmare for himself there.
That was a big mistake there. I think that was a misplay for sure.
Yeah, he ends up getting blown up. No chance to Sunder or react.
And it's a Metamorphosis down the drain as well for 2 minutes. That is absolutely huge.
And still the towers stay up. Bottom lane, you've got OG looking for the setup on Tims. Jerax gets the Echo Stomp. No Tail, he's in with a combo. It's another kill for this Blink Dagger Tiny. 4-0-2. OG starting to step up the pace and tempo whilst maintaining full control of their towers.
Yeah, they're multitasking very well. Like being on the offense and the defense at the same time and doing it perfectly. That's really, really hard to do. Like a lot of teamwork and experience and communication. That's very impressive.
So for
And
Raven,
for TNC right now, they have to wait for the next meta to be able to... Maybe the Clockwork and the Skyrap can try to set up something with the hook into a Mystic Flare combo.
Radiant's middle tower is under
look at their eyes set down bottom, but No Tail. Hiding in the trees, waiting for someone to come out. He will reveal himself. We'll see if these two feel that they could have a go at this. It is a tricky one. Lane getting pushed in both bottom and mid lane. Raven is managing to get a bit of pressure back on this tier 1 tower, and with the illusion, he should finally be able to take it. They'll pop a fortification, but this time round, no members of OG looking to defend. Bottom lane, they've got the jump in, they've got the combo with the snowball as well. No Tail stuck in the cogs. That's a big kill for TNC. They're able to put a stop to this Tiny's kill streak. 1437 gets the kill. Tower does still fall, but at the same time, as I was saying, Raven does get tier 1 top as well.
Yep, and OG is trying to press forward with another tier 1 at middle. Not sure if they're going to be successful here. But at the end of the day, so it was 1-for-1 tower and they got the kill on the Tiny. So
yeah,
definitely a good trade for VP. Sorry, not VP, TNC.
VP? VP Raven confirmed. Yeah, TNC indeed. 7 for 5. 3k lead still for OG. But definitely Raven's Terrorblade one to watch out for. Even though, as you say, they didn't necessarily get those early pushes as successful as they would have liked with the Metamorphosis. He's still farming very well, and with the Mask of Madness, he's only going to create a bigger gap between himself and the carries of OG's side if he's allowed to do so on his half of the map. We'll see how well OG can invade and sort of punish the Terrorblade during this farming phase. Which they if they get their hands on him, as we've seen, they can blow him up very easily with the combo. The amount of magical they have at this stage.
Elder Titan and the Tiny just kills everything.
Fly. Oh, this Invis rune. Look at this. This could set up something perfect for OG. The Invis rune into the Fiend's Grip. No chance to respond to that one as Raven gets punished. TNC were smoked up, but nowhere in position to actually do anything to be able to save Raven in that situation.
Yeah, there's gonna be a tower as well. That is a big pick off into an objective, like perfect scenario for OG. Not sure if TNC can do much to defend here. They're gonna try, but don't think they can hold this tower.
Repel onto Rezo with this tower. That will be the Lincoln Sphere completed. But he actually backs away, a little too scared to sort of stand the ground and finish the tower off. I mean, Tim's and 1437R there. No Tail will jump back in, look to finish it off. There we have it. And that indeed, that'll be the completed Lincoln Sphere out for this Morphling. So now the Morph, much more of an issue for these heroes like the Skyref that were being picked to sort of control him. If he's quick on the fingers, Rezo's going to be very hard to deal with.
Yeah, Storm has been having a quiet game so far, like busy farming, focusing on his economy, like trying to get his Bloodstone ASAP. So haven't seen much from him after that first blood before the creep spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. That was sort of...
That was his only kill.
Yeah, that was his job done. He was like, right, boys, back to farming. And it's the right way to play it, as you say. He needs to have that Bloodstone. Ooh, Raven. Puts a fine in there with the help of Sam H and his hook shot. So they cut in.
Pick up there.
Yeah, more money for the Terror Blade. As long as they can fuel this machine, TNC still have a chance.
Skyref got a deep ward down, so they have this jungle vision. They wanted to have this ward a lot earlier, but they couldn't actually do it because of all the fights that was happening. It's difficult for them to get in, but right now they have a deep ward. They actually have two good vision around the top side jungle and the bottom side jungle, so good information for them. See if Storm can actually use this to get a pick off to increase his Bloodstone charges. That would be really nice for him.
Yep, has it just complete. No Tail does have another stack that he's cleaning up, the Ancients. Item-wise after the blink. It's the Yasha mid lane. 1437 moving forward. Rezo being backed up by S4, a very hard combo to break through.
Yeah, both teams just very happy to just play the economy game, because if you look at the lineups, top lane, pick off, Bloodstone.
Straight in. Has he got enough damage? Yes, he has. Can he get out though? That's another question. Fly. He's there with the Fiend's Grip, and as quickly as Cuckoo finds up Bloodstone charges.
He got a deny. But that is sad still. You just got the Bloodstone and you have to do that.
Yeah.
It's still a very big deal for OG to get actually that deny.
Yeah. 14 plus 1, that's 15. Minus 5, that's 10. Quick maths. That's not going to be good maths for TNC. A 4k lead for OG now with that kill. No Tail with the S&Y complete. How's Raven doing item-wise? He's very close to having the ultimate orb, so nearly does have. He is closing in on the Manta start. But OG are ready to go.
Yep, with the S&Y on Tiny, they feel like they're hitting like a first small timing window, so they're gonna try to take advantage of it. Difficult for them to stay a part of the map because of the storm.
But look at that.
They don't want to be alone.
They scanned it. Yeah, TNC know what's up. They know that there's a movement coming in.
Yeah, because if you look... Oh, actually, never mind.
They'll turn towards Sam H. Yeah, Sam H in trouble. He'll put the cogs down. Cuckoo is going to zip onto the sidelines. Finds Fly. Going for the Nightmare, but he's still down. The ult flies in. That's going to be big from Jerez. Catches out 3, and now Rezo jumps forward. Takes down the Tusk. TNC backing off. Jerax trying to keep the fight going. No Tail jumping in, looking for the combo onto Cuckoo. They have to sleep, buying time for the Tots to come back offline. But Cuckoo is not enough damage. Cuckoo will survive. Rezo does get the double kill. On the back of it all, S4 tried to wrap around, but Cuckoo held him in place with the Vortex. And now S4 himself, he's in trouble. 1437 has the silence. Cuckoo turns back around, gets the kill. No Tail and Rezo move in though. And they will end up finding the triple for the Morphling. So even though Raven Wearable was able to get a couple of kills, he still ends up going down. Resolution getting massively out of hand despite TNC's best efforts, as this morph is looking very hard to stop.
Not all is lost, Owen. Storm didn't die, so he was able to get recover, I would say, 2 Bloodstone charges. That's something for him. And it's going to be on his way to the Kaya, Bloodstone Kaya Orchid. Once you get those items, Storm is going to be a huge nuisance.
They need to worry though, because Resolution is 1,000 away from having the E-Blade, and we've already seen how much Burst potentially has without it with the backup of the Elder Titan. It's going to get even harder. S4 finishes off his Blink Dagger, so those repel saves are going to be easier for him to pull off.
Yeah, they have to try and focus him in the fights though. Otherwise, the Omni is just gonna keep his team alive. So I guess it'll be the Storm's job or the Clockwork to find him in the fights. And make sure that he doesn't get too many repels and heals off. Especially on the Morphling.
Let's see what they can find here. Raven did pick up the recipe after sort of a panic buy as he was going down and put out. Now have the money for the completed Manta Star, so that's complete. Fly. Oh, he's got his eyes on Cuckoo. He invades the jungle, has the setup. TPs are coming in, but it's going to be cancelled. They know that there's no saving the Storm
that should be
Spirit.
Roche.
And they are indeed straight into the pit. Resolution in the boys is there. Anyway, TNC can stop it. They will have Storm back up in 10 seconds. And maybe that's enough. OG a little bit scared. They'll back away. It looks like they don't want to commit with the pit.
Yeah, I guess
with the Storm having such a short respawn.
no need to risk like something getting like the Aegis getting stolen because they have the Storm and the Clockwork. So and they're okay playing a slow game, more focus on making sure that everything is stable. They don't have to do anything too fancy. They have a good lead right now. Just need to build on it instead of trying to risk getting a bigger lead and throwing a lot of it away.
I mean, what's the next move for TNC? They are 7k down. How do they sort of get control back of this game? Is it all just about making sure that the space is there for Raven to farm safely? Like, can Terrorblade still carry this game?
I think he can, even though it will be difficult because of like ET and Omni. They are two very good heroes against Terrorblade. He's gonna need his BKB though to be able to take the fights. I think they are gonna need to wait for the BKB on Storm and BKB on Terrorblade.
Oh.
I would say that
Their mid lane is going in onto Tims. Tims buys some time with the snowball, but it's still not enough. And with the Nightmare setup from Fly, they're going to look for a second kill. They've found 1437. 2 more kills for Resolution. They just can't stop this water boy. He's 5-0-1. And with the E-Blade, as we saw, it's so easy for this hero to get kills just like that. With 2 heroes down, no tell. He's into the pit. They're thinking about it. Still not necessarily the quickest of Roshans, unless Rezo looks to join and commit. But Rezo's actually got his sights set towards the top. They knew that Kuka was pushing it in. And maybe we're seeing if they could catch out the Storm. Is it going to be the case?
They are in no rush to get the Roche because they have a very good scaling lineup, and Morphling is going to reach to a point where I think he's going to take the Morph target allies, so you can actually have the double repel. That would be very useful.
Yeah, we'll see if I swear I've seen so many Morphlings, and very few of them actually do utilize the ultimate. Which is fair enough, because a lot of the times they're just at a point where they just delete heroes. Like, it's like the other spells aren't good.
You know they can abuse it. This game with the... Oh, wait a minute. Bomb?
What? It should be fine.
Okay, that was a good try by Jarex. But
Yeah.
because they have Tiny on the team, you replicate the Tiny. I mean, you morph the Tiny and then you get the tree grab.
Yeah, okay. And then you get the extra damage when you...
And you have the splash, the range splash.
Okay. That is true. I'll be interested to see if he does do it.
I'm sure he'll do it at some point.
Because as I said, I've seen so many times, so many games where it's like, it's really good if the Morph does this target. They never do. But you're right. A Morphling with a tree, that sounds pretty terrifying.
Yeah, either one. The double repel with the tree, they're both very, very useful for him. So right now, they're going to be on the smoke. They want another... I think another pickoff would definitely give them a rush.
And they've found Tims. Jump in and the Tusk is gone. 50 seconds, no Tusk.
It's just a support. Okay, maybe that's not enough. They need a bigger kill.
Cuckoo's still proving to be quite elusive. It's very hard to control this Storm Spirit. And they will finally get this tier 1 down bottom. Raven gets the push on. S4 trying to chase this, but Raven's already out with the TP. Cuckoo's still around. His TP actually unavailable for 8 seconds, but he has the regen.
Fine.
Yeah.
It should be fine, yeah.
He's more than okay. As he gets himself out of that.
They're doing a good job getting whatever they can, despite the difficult circumstances they're in right now. Have to try to get to the BKBs before they can really fight OG.
Dire's middle tower
And on top of that, the Terrorblade have to... I think you have to buy an AC because you're against the Elder Titan as well. That would be also another thing. Annoying.
That is indeed. It's just the amount it adds up to. And you know, one of the other things you could do, I don't know if they patched it, but you remember with the Morphling, if you take the Terrorblade and then you metamorphosis when your the ult is wearing out, when the morph's wearing out, and then so you still got the metamorphosis after. When the metamorphosis ends, you know how it turns the TB back to melee? There was like a bug. Oh, I'm sure it's a feature where it would make the Morphling melee, and then you could build like Battle Fury and stuff. But I don't know if that's good. Like, is that good to make the Morphling melee? And I don't know if it still works. They probably fixed it. But
I'm not sure if it still works. But
yeah.
So, I think you'd rather be ranged.
Sure. Yeah, I guess so. It would be cool for some clutch plays, but we'll see what happens. As I say, I very rarely see Morphlings ever use the morph skill. It's, you know, it's not really living up to the name ultimate ability when it's not really the reason why the hero's picked at all at the moment.
The most common ones you see people do is like before they're going for a kill, they morph into the stunning hero. They use their disable and then they morph back to hit him. That's the common usage I see in a lot.
He does take it indeed. He has got the morph targets allies, so maybe we'll see some Morphling shenanigans with his teammates.
With a tiny.
I'm ready to see him do it. Oh, Cuckoo zipping in, zipping out, pushing them back, managing to stabilize the lead. So to get to 7k, but as we can see, it's keeping around that point as Raven's still farming very well. Is 2k behind the Morphling, but considering his team as a whole, 7k behind, the Terrorblade is still doing fine for himself. Nearly has the money for the completed Hurricane Pike.
The Roshan is something that OG has been wanting to do for ages, to further extend their lead. You want the Aegis, and on top of that Aegis, get a gem on your support, control the map. Those are the things that OG wants to do to further extend their lead. And TNC is just trying their best to keep up and get more items on the Storm, so that he can actually do a lot, because OG doesn't have really good lockdown against the Storm. Until they have a Hex, I guess. When they get a Hex on Omni, then maybe they can kill him.
Flying Rezo towards mid, they were eyeing up the Terrorblade, but it's a little deep to sort of go in on. You got Samate shoving in the lane, cutting the creeps off. Fly now starting to move across, see if he can get anyone in mid. They have that ward drop down to see if they can get the vision. But TNC doing a good job at the moment of avoiding OG's movements.
Yep. They are just trying to get whatever they can without losing heroes to the Tiny. They have not given Tiny a pick off for quite some time now. This vision from OG right now, having like 3 deep vision into the TNC base, but still not going to give away any pickoffs, even though the enemy has so many good wards. This tower, on the other hand, gonna be difficult for TNC to defend.
Yeah, Speed Resolution takes this down with the amount of punch he has with his right clicks. Will be very quick. They do get the trade though up top. Tier 2 will go down in response. So tier 2 for tier 2 trade, because OG are getting the big one. They're getting that mid one. And the build as well from Notel. So talking about lockdown, he now has the Orchid complete on time.
Wow. Okay, that's a first.
Yeah. One of the ways, I guess, to answer to the Storm. The Storm doesn't have a Yule Scepter or a Lincoln, so is vulnerable to being silenced.
He's building a Lincoln's.
He's going to need it with Notel having this build.
Not something you see too often, but I guess useful against the Storm. And right now, OG are on the prowl once again with the Morphling. Who are they gonna get here?
Oh,
just a support?
There we go. There was a support there.
I mean, this is like whatever, you know, if you're TNC, that's like a 4-man smoke. It's not even worth it to kill him for the time that they spent in the smoke.
Yeah, tanking the gank. OG, they will look towards the bit. OG TPing back because Cuckoo, he's gone in deep. And he's going to be sent back.
Oh my god, that was so well done by OG. That Rod of Atos from the Elder Titan, value.
Yeah, they've said between that and the Orchid, they certainly do have good ways to catch out the Storm now. Now, into the pit they go. And they will take this Roshan down very, very quickly. 2 heroes down on TNC. They're not going to be able to get there in time. They've got the vision with the flare, but no way that they can make their way over. So OG will grab themselves the Aegis. Resolution will take it. Even though I don't really know if this Morphling is in any danger of dying. But just in case he is, he has got that second life. 6-0-1 on Resolution this game. He's having a very, very, very smooth time with the Morph.
Morphing tutorial. my man.
It really is. He's hitting all the timings, doing everything that the team needs him to. And he is this big sort of raid boss that deals an insane amount of damage output at this stage of the game. I'm pretty sure in the rest of this series we'll see Morphling more carefully thought about in the drafting stages, in the earlier phases. As this hero, honestly, I don't know what the win rate is, but it really does seem like this hero is just so good at the moment with these teams.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You're just keeping your eyes on this Morphling, waiting for him to use his Morph.
Guys, you know that he's going to do. I mean, he's not used it. As I said, this is what happens. They just don't use the ultimate. I think, for these carry players, there's just too many buttons,
I mean, you don't need to,
That's the thing. Yeah, the hero is so good you don't need to use the ultimate.
Dire's bottom tower is under
I mean, that's true to a certain extent. Like, he's already dominating the game with his wave and his damage from the agility, just taking towers after towers. The enemy literally can't fight him at all. Why does he even need to use his ultimate?
Zip in, zip out from Kuku. It's getting the creep. Bottom lane, TNC were getting a bit of pressure onto this tier 2. Are nearly able to take it. But No-Tail comes in. Will de-push the lane. Has the bots ready to join his team if need be. Raven building as the BKB now. Just making sure that he can get ready for this almost certain high ground defense they're having to come in with soon as OG are pressuring. I mean, look at Rezo. He just heads up on his own. Will get silenced though, brought down. They'll be able to kill the Morph once.
So much for not being able to die.
Yeah. If he gets caught out like that with the silence before he starts to shift, Rezo will fall. But did have the Aegis, of course. He is still alive. But as we saw, definitely potential for TNC to find that kill if Rezo misplays.
I mean, he has a Manta and Lincoln, so that for that to occur again would be quite hard.
Yeah,
if he's careful.
Yeah, you can imagine he's going to be a bit more aware of that. Maybe didn't expect. I believe the Orchid had only just been finished on Kuku, so didn't expect having sort of those, not just the Ancient Seal, but having a second silence to play around.
Maybe he wants a BKB next after the Skadi. Then I don't think he'll be able to die. Yep,
Yeah.
that's gonna be like maybe 5 minutes away. He's gonna get there. There's still towers to be claimed. Maybe even like a second Roshan before they siege. They have like almost full map control, so they're gonna be able to dictate the pace of the game very well.
Down go, bottom they go. Raven has got the BKB finished off. And actually looking to well, at least he's queued up the Diffusal so to add to his damage output. Bit of a late game Diffusal, but it's still very good item on Terrorblade.
Yep, pretty useful against the Morphling because you want to take away his mana.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can drain the tank and stop him from being able to continue with the combos. Yeah, it's as much damage as he does need the mana to do so.
Yeah, he's gonna need like a nullifier, I think, as well at some point to remove the GA, because that's gonna be another issue he's gonna face later. So many things that he needs. Then he needs like a plus armor item. That's why I suggested the AC because you're against the Elder Titan. Oh my god, the list goes on. OD Pixel.
It really does. TNC, they are keeping the game going. They're still yet to lose a tier 3 tower. They're keeping their base defended. So maybe if they can continue to hold like this, they can look to turn it around if OG do mess up with a high ground push. On the side, Fly finds Sam H. Jerax is going to follow up with the actual rod and Fiend's Repancy. They're throwing everything in on him at the same time, and with that in mind, Sam H is fine. They don't have the damage, and the rest of TNC come in to make sure that OG is kept away from the clock.
He is actually pretty tanky though. He's not an easy kill. 2.3 KHP.
Yeah, I swear, like every game I see Sam H, he always builds a Crimson Guard, and I tell you what, it does do a lot of work. It's just funny because it's an item that a lot of other teams very rarely build into, but Sam H finding a place for it in most of the games that I've seen him.
I personally pretty much like the item a lot as well. Like I like it when enemies sieging, you're able to use it on your towers. I think that's something that people overlook as well. Like it helps you delay the push a lot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Down bottom, OG will force out the fortification. Up top, Kuku's been caught out. No-Tail gets a solo kill.
Oh, big kill, man. Can they force the buyback here?
They are going to look to try and do so with Rezo, S4, Jerax outside of the base. And as I say, That is the fortification already used, so no fortification, no Storm Spirit. Now going to zip in onto Rezo. Rezo forced out. Is fine. Actually, okay. So he turned himself into the Bane there.
Huh? The Bane?
Yeah, he just went into the Bane and went quickly back out. It didn't really do anything, but maybe just pressing all the buttons. Jump in, will burst down the clock. Buyback does come through from Sam H. And the tier 3 down. OG have opened the base.
That's what I mean, man. You don't even need to use your ultimate.
He just uses it as a taunt. Jumps in, looks for Sam H. No-Tail's in as well. They put the Mystic Flare, but No-Tail and Rezo out to the side. Rezo falling a little low, but he's got the repel. He's A-okay. The ult coming in from Jarax is going to catch on to 2, 3, 4 dead, 5 dead. Buyback coming out from Raven. But Sam H is down for 70. There's no buyback on the Tusk as well. OG looking to disengage. They've already had a very good fight. No, they want to keep going. They've got the combo onto 1437. He's down. Triple kill for Rezo. Cuckoo zipping in, but the sleep connects. No-Tail falling low, turns with the avalanche. GA comes out, saving them from the metamorphosized Raven. They'll turn back in onto the Storm. He's X'd up, and now looking for Raven. They come in. Resolution turns into the Terrorblade
GG.
to use the metamorphosis, and that is game over. GG, well played. Morphling, what a hero. I wonder if we're going to see it in the rest of this series. I feel like that's got to be banned early on, as this hero just wins games, Winter.
And A, they like ban out the heroes that were really good against him too. Like A was banned. Like A is like
Yeah.
I think probably the best one against him. I mean I don't even know about the. I mentioned like OD. I mentioned what else, like Terror. Like Terrorblade was not even like doing so much to him with the reflection, because the hero is snowballing. Like he snowballs faster than the Terrorblade. He has more items. Oh, so hard to deal with. And they have ET on the same team with the Morphling.
Oh boy.
Gosh.
Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for game 1. Winter, I'm going to hang up on you. I'm going to ring you up again when game 2 begins. This will be a short break. So thanks for joining, Winter.
All right.
I'll talk to you
See
soon.
you.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Right. So hang on. Let me try and get. Where's the? See if there's anything going on the stream, but doesn't look like that's the case. I thought I set this up. Is it this one? No. But that is game 1, ladies and gentlemen. So OG taking the lead. Is it this one? No, not this one. I thought it was this one. What's this doing? Hey, there it is. Okay. There we go. So, hang on. Well, that's a bit of a mess, isn't it? So all of that to the top. We're going to see if they have some replays and stuff. There we have a look at this production value. So a bit of a downtime here. I'll add the text in so you guys know what's going on. Chinese stream. Waiting. What's going on here? Waiting for game 2. Current score. OG, not OD. OG 1. 0 TNC. I will make sure I get myself in the lobby so I don't get in trouble. Join into that. Oh, that's the incorrect password. Oh dear, we'll get you guys and girls some sound on the stream so you can enjoy the beautiful tones of our Chinese fellows.
都不好，导致自己是连续阵亡，装备也没有跟上，所以这局的话，他们双核经济其实都不好。
然后我们看到全能在这局当中